Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50-plus years. Let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales, a Nassau Community College Foundation production on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Aurora Workman. I am president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. I'm here with a special guest co-host, my friend, second vice president of the Alumni Association and dean of students, Charmian Smith, a proud graduate of Nassau Community College, and together we'll share stories that will inspire, uplift, and often amuse you.
Thank you, Aurora. Each week, Aurora and Lynnda have introduced you to alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experience here along with the secrets to their success. Look for many new and exciting events on the Alumni Association social media pages, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and our web pages at www.nassaucommunitycollege.edu alumni. If you have any positive news you'd like to share about Nassau Community College alumni, that would include engagements, births, graduations, weddings, or accolades, email us at alumni@nassaucommunitycollege.edu, and we'll give you a shout out.
Yes, well, today's guest is Marc David Horowitz. Now, we have so many wonderful alumni around Long Island and beyond. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to Marc. He's the library director and CEO of the North Babylon Public Library, North Babylon, New York. And North Babylon's library motto is Discover the World at Your Library. Welcome to Lion Tales, Marc. He's class of 1976.
Thank you for inviting me in.
We're so happy that you are here. Now, Marc, we have so many courses here at Nassau. Did you take the librarian course here?
Actually, yes, I did. I wasn't sure if you would know that.
Yeah, because, a lot of times people will tell us, they're here and then they do something totally different, or they go on to use those skills to do another job. So we are so happy and to know that you, as a director, you're going to tell us about North Babylon's Public Library and a little bit about the community.
The community in North Babylon is a middle-class community, typical to Long Island. We service a community of 31,000 people. Very diverse. Lots of languages, lots of appearances, all ages. It's not limited to young or old. We cover the whole gamut.
Well, what are some of the innovations that, the library from yesteryear to the library now, what are some of the innovations that North Babylon has?
Well, when I grew up, a library was books.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And we saw them develop a record collection or a cassette collection, and it didn't really go beyond that when I was a kid. But nowadays, we expect to have 24/7 access to the library, to the entire catalog, to the entire county resources, and even Nassau and Suffolk resources. And where we used to put a book on reserve and it would come in 3 weeks,
right,
we can now get books in a day. We have electronic databases that give you authoritative information. We grew up with printed indexes, and we'd wander around the public library with a printed index, the Reader's Guide, the green books, looking for the magazine to find the article about the topic that we were looking up.
Right.
Nowadays, there are no printed indexes. Everything is automated. It's kind of exciting. Some of the things that we have added, you can borrow a Wi-Fi hotspot from your library. It's really effective when you move into a new house and you don't have your internet connection.
Well, how much does that cost?
We're going to have everybody come into the library.
if we charge it out to you as a library material, as we would any other library material,
Wow.
in other words, there's no charge.
Excellent.
Wow. I did not know that at the library.
Now, nowadays, libraries are educational, cultural, concerts, crafts, learning for a lifetime.
Yes.
In addition to traditional library services, books. And while we maintain access to electronic books so you can download them to your cell phone or your Kindle or your Nook or your iPad, some of us still like to hold a book in bed.
Yeah.
And we focus particularly on children. Because if we don't reach the children and help them become readers, lifetime readers, we're out of business in 10 years.
Right. Right. And do you have a lot of children's programs now at North Babylon?
Constant. Particularly during the summer when we have summer reading club.
Oh, yeah.
We have literally hundreds and hundreds of kids in and out of the building throughout the day. One of our biggest things.
So you have the crafts and...
We do crafts. We do projects. We do lots of programs to draw the kids in. And then we have young adult programs to keep them coming back.
Do you also have movie nights and things? I know our library, we have a movie night on a Friday, or
we have Friday senior movies.
Yes.
And we put out coffee and cookies, and they're very happy to come.
Yes. I mean, I went to one of those. I didn't have anything to do, but I just needed to get out the house, and I went over to the library, and I was like, "This is what y'all do when I'm at work, having your coffee and your snacks." And
it's social.
Yes, very social.
We have heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer, and there's some days when that's really appealing.
And so I guess it's also the right price. That also is free of charge?
The only thing we really charge for are pass-through charges for a particular program or for train tickets. Yeah, there's most everything is covered through the tax base.
Right. And through your library card, then.
Your library card is the key to many, many, many things.
That's so wonderful to know. You're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Aurora Workman, along with Charmian Smith. Our guest today is Marc Horowitz, Library Director, CEO of the North Babylon Public Library, and a proud alumni of Nassau Community College.
Marc, one of the things that I noticed that some of the libraries do is they also lend out passes to state parks. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Not only state parks, because that's a fairly recent one. We have museum passes for many, many museums. We get them on an annual basis, and every year we rotate some in and some out. You can take the family to museums with the museum passes for nothing.
And that includes New York City museums, or just like Nassau County or Suffolk?
We have a museum pass to the Intrepid, which is the aircraft carrier, and that's one cool museum.
I still have to go there. I guess I have to go to my library.
Okay. In addition, for those museums that don't want to sell us a single pass, we buy discount admission tickets. For example, the Long Island Aquarium won't sell us a single pass that we can pass around. So we buy discounted tickets and we pass them on to the community at cost. We're not looking to make anything.
That is so wonderful. You know, this is more than our regular library that we had to go and take a book out for, to do a course with, or,
We have seen changes in the needs of the community over the years. And just because something works for one library doesn't mean it will or will not for another. At one time, there was a library close to the water that was lending out fishing rods.
And bicycles.
Okay?
I've seen that before also.
So the services just keep expanding.
You see, our public library is just not books anymore. That's what everyone has to learn.
It's not your parents' library.
Right. And it's great that it's involving community things that's going on in the community. So, like, when you go there, you can definitely bring everyone in the family, from age 0 to 90, and everyone can appreciate the offerings that you have there.
Indeed.
That's so wonderful.
Mark, can you talk a little bit about your experiences or your time here at Nassau Community College?
Well, although it was a few years ago,
yes.
I had the opportunity to take a very broad-based set of courses, but I must admit I focused on the sciences. Mm-hmm. And whether you take the sciences here or anyplace else, or the mathematics, taking these courses takes work. Mm-hmm. Whether it's calculus or chemistry, it's difficult, and you work for it. Although my degree is an AA, which means that I took 4 semesters of English, I still had the opportunity to take courses that I can still benefit from today.
Right. And what were some of those courses?
Well, certainly all the science courses that I used for a good half of my career. But one of the courses that was very limited in appeal was a course in probability and statistics. And it has a very, very good value in making certain predictions of what happens next. And that knowledge, I may not know how to crank out a chi-square diagram, but I know what comes next. And it was a lot of fun.
Well, see, that's one of those things that I wait for somebody to come up and ask me about the Pythagoras theory or something that pained me while I was in classes. And so I'm like waiting for that moment when it's going to become useful to me. And it did when my kids started going to school. I'm like, oh gosh, I have to think. So you're so right. You're so right.
It's nice to hear that Math 102 will be used beyond Nassau Community College. Our students and faculty will be happy to hear that.
That's a wonderful thing. Now, let's talk about some of the things that you did. It says in the age of electric cars and solar-powered homes, your library is thinking about the future by seeking sustainable library certification. Can you tell us about that?
That is correct. Now, the building that I'm in was built in 1968. There are many things that we can do to make our houses better and more effective. And I have done the big things and the small things. Certainly, I renovated the bathrooms with low-flush toilets. I have convinced the staff to buy into this because they recognize that it's important.
Right.
And when we talk about sustainability, we're talking about use of energy, we're talking about waste, we're talking about natural resources. And many of the things that I've done have been very easy to implement. For example, we did the bathrooms. We replaced the roof and put a nice, thick, insulating roof on. And what should you put on a flat roof? How about 20 kilowatts of solar panels? Okay.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. You're listening to Lion Tales. Today's guest is Marc Horowitz, and he has been the library director, CEO, at North Babylon Public Library for 19 years. He is a proud alumni of Nassau Community College. My name is Charmian Smith, along with Aurora Workman, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America